And before we saw US, we were already on the roof of my building getting stoned on one of his reefers and shooting at the billboard with Papa's Slingshot. The billboard was hell of annoying. It showed this happy couple and their 3 children holding hands and smiling with impossibly white teeth as they walk out of this white castle. So Adam broke a candy machine the night before, right? And stuffed his army pants pocket with jawbreakers just for me, so that fake smiling family didn't stand a chance. We let one colorful piece of candy after another zipping toward that gringo family. Stuck! I took out the oldest girl's front tooth with a red jawbreaker. Stuck! Adam shot the mother in the chest. Stuck! I shot the father in the forehead. Then I just went for the baby, the one with the Mickey Mouse hat on. Stuck! 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 I made Swiss cheese out of that little boy. We shot and shot until the roof was littered with broken candies. It looked like the rainbow had shattered and rained down on pieces. We couldn't stop giggling. I mean, the stuff, as Adam said, was from Colombia, so it had extra strength, extra magic. One puff, I coughed, cursed, breathed in, breathed out. 2 puffs, I had tears in my eyes, pain in my lungs, and my throat hurt like hell. But 3, and then boom, I was gone. I was like, oh my God, Adam, I'm swimming through this thick, gold, bright air. My head felt like it had this gilded traditional hat the Thai dancer was wearing in US's postcard. It felt heavy and weird, but kind of cool too. Like the sunshine had found a way inside my head and was swirling around. I was laughing like a mad and messed up chick that I was when I saw over the embankment an all too familiar shape. He had this conical hat on his head and a red and yellow Hawaiian shirt, and in his arms he had a brown vase wrapped in a red ribbon. If you ask me, US looked like he was depriving some village somewhere of an idiot. That's him, Adam, I say, giggling still. That's him, he's back. That's the dude who's going to try to marry my mama. Look, he's even got a wedding gift wrapped in red for her, see? That shithead down there with the funny hat, Adam said. He's the one who called me tattoo boy. No, tattoo guy, I said. Well, who gives a fuck, Adam said. Then he had this look on his face like he just thought of something funny. Hey, he said, Tammy, listen, you can prevent a wedding. How? I said, and kept staring at the bleeding rose in the snake's mouth on his arm. When he flexed it, it seemed like it was slithering. Adam turned to look at me like I was real stupid. What do you mean how? Look down, babe, that ain't no toy in your hand. I looked. Papa's slingshot, made of mahogany and smoothed by years of use, was glowing like wildfire. Adam took out an orange jawbreaker from his pants pocket, blew on it for good luck, and took my hand and made me squeeze it. Then he kissed me. Do it, baby, he whispered into my face. I closed my eyes. I could taste the sweetness of his breath, feel the intense heat emanating from his body, smell his salty sweat. Do it, hurry, before he's out of range. What happened next I see now like watching TV in slow-mo. I see me putting the jawbreaker in the sling and pulling it far, far back. I see me taking aim at US, and then the jawbreaker just flew. It took forever to reach that conical hatted figure down below. Years, decades, centuries. And for a moment I thought it would never reach him. But how could it not? Papa's slingshot was magicked. That morning was magicked. And so was Adam's candy. It hit US upper left shoulder with a small thud, and he automatically jerked forward, yelped, and the vase fell out of his grasp to shatter on the sidewalk in this nasty cracking noise. No, he wailed and stepped one step forward before sinking to his knees. Then he checked his shoulder to see if he was bleeding, but of course he wasn't. Who did this? Who did this? He yelled and took off the conical hat and looked around. He couldn't see anybody, so he looked down again at the mess. Oh, Jesus, Jesus Almighty. By then, Adam had pulled me back away from the embankment out of US's sight. Holy fucking shit, Tammy. He kept hugging me and laughing like a madman. You're my girl. You're in the house. But I wasn't even listening to him anymore. US voice was the only thing that registered. It sounded so wounded, so hurt down there, like an injured dog. I pushed Adam away. I went to the embankment and looked again. US was still down there on his knees, busy now gathering the damaged goods into the hat while yelling something like, all that work, all that negotiations to himself. But his voice trailed off in the morning wind. A strange great white powder had spilled from the broken vase and was spiraling upward from his hands and into the sky like smoke. I must have moved then, because US looked up and our eyes met. Suddenly, the giggle went out of me. His eyes were in tears, and his face, tanned and smeared with that gray-white powder, was in such pain and hurt that it took my breath away. I mean, I didn't recognize it at all, but at the same time, it felt like I'd been staring at it my whole life. When he spoke, his voice was all choked up. These are your father's ashes. I brought them back from Nam for you, for the family. Something had gone off in my head that moment, a flash, I guess, or a flood of light, and it formed a circle between us. We were somewhere else, another place, another morning. The street below was fast turning into a dark river, and the light poles were sprouting fronds. I could almost smell the jasmine fragrance of the patties in the air, hear the parrot squabbling somewhere in the sky, and feel the burning heat of the tropical sun on my back. Your father's ashes, US said again, then held the broken urn up higher for me to see. His gift. For the first time since I knew US, I didn't have a thing to say to him. Not a thing. I just stared. Then, suddenly, I raised my arm high in the air and waved over and over again, like I was waiting at the dock, welcoming him home or something. Thank you.